If you're opening your audition email, skimming the sides really quickly, and then pressing record on your self-tape audition, I feel like you might be leaving some bookings on the table. Let's talk about it. These are the 5 things that I do the second an audition hits my inbox so I don't miss out on roles that were literally written for me. Let's talk about it. Hey there, actor besties. I'm Nikko Austen Smith. I'm an actor based in LA. I'm also a voiceover artist. I narrate audiobooks. You get it. If you're new here, we get practical. There's not a lot of fluff, just what I think works. So go on ahead and hit subscribe and save this video for your next audition. Let's go. The very first thing that I do is I read when it's due, but after that, I read the character description very carefully. I look over every single word, try to feel the word in my body slightly of what that feeling could be to me. I don't just skim it like, oh, cool girl in her 20s, got it. No, I really go through and dissect the character description because it's there for a reason. Sometimes there'll be like a character description that's a literal novel, like they'll have their age range, their history, their relationships, what happens in the story, etc., etc. Use all of that to your advantage. And sometimes, if it's a co-star or a smaller role, it will only be a couple of words, but take those words to heart because you don't want to be too general or playing something that is definitely not this character. Extract the facts, the age range, the socioeconomic vibe, profession, relationships, dialects, skills. Then extract the tone of who this person could be. Does the breakdown say this character is deadpan, but the sides are written rhythmically fast, like there's music behind it, because it's a comedy or multicam? That could be a clue. They're testing your adjustability, how you can make a deadpan character in this space and still be truthful and authentic. Don't project what you want onto the role. If the character description says sardonic and then you play sweet, we're already off key. Now, that's not to say you can't do one take the way the character described and then do a second take that might be slightly different on the character. That's fine, but as long as there's one take that is true to what the description says, go for it, baby. Number 2, I research. Research is key. I've said this for so many years, and if you're new here, you'll hear it many a time more. Research the directors, the producers, the casting directors, the studios, the execs, the production company. And if it's a franchise, have you seen the other films that came before this? What kind of projects does the production company make? How do they shoot their projects? What kind of performances and actors do they usually respond to? If a director favors rounded, overlapping dialogue like there is in The Bear a lot of the times, I know to keep it messy and human. But if the executives are known to create projects that are heightened in genre, maybe they're a little campy, maybe they're like thriller, maybe they're stylized, I'll dial my choices up and how I create the character up while still staying truthful to the story. This step keeps you from delivering the right answer about a character to the wrong test, i.e. project, or what they're looking for. If you can, bonus tip, try to listen to interviews. If the director gave any interviews for what they look for in actors or the executives, who they like to work with, listen for words like specific or raw, stillness, improvised. That's a window into their taste. And watch some of their previous work if you have the time. If you don't have the time, YouTube is a great resource. You can look up the film or the show or whatever and just type in clips and you should be able to find something there. But if you're not familiarizing yourself with their work, even just for 5 minutes, you might be completely off with their style. The third thing I do is I read the script if it's provided. Sometimes it's not. Sometimes it's a little hush hush and we don't get it. But if we do have the script, that is a gift. And I read the script for clues about how my character shows up in the story. I ask, am I helping the protagonist or am I hurting them? What is my purpose? Am I a mirror? Am I supposed to represent an obstacle or a temptation? Then I try to do a little detective work and I map the pages that I'm in. What pages am I in? Where do those scenes fall in the overall structure of the story? If my audition sides are pages 7 through 9, is that before something major happens in the script? Is it after a breakup? Right before a car chase? My energy and what I want, and I guess the stakes of this scene will change based on all of that information. If you're struggling with context, I encourage you to label each side with before, now, and after. Where am I coming from right before this? What just happened? Right? What is happening now in this scene? And what might happen after? if you don't have the script. The fourth thing I do is I print out the sides and I highlight my lines and I break down the sides. I use the same method I've used for years that comes from my years of prep and working on audition sides and figuring out what works for me. This is what I call Nikko's creation. My creation is extremely personal to me, so I won't really be diving into it in this video at all. But my method is not one set method. It's not only Uta Hagen. It's not only Meisner. Rather, it's a combination of everything that I've learned from every teacher I've ever had. And it's something that works specifically for me. And it might not work for you. And I'm still adding things to my actor tool belt every single day. So I encourage you to discover your own way in to breaking down the sides to creating character. But in general, here's what you'll want to follow. I go line by line and ask, why am I saying this right now? What's the why? Not the subtext, not what I really mean, but why are these words coming out of my mouth right now? Why the character must say it at this exact moment. Part of breaking down the sides is discovering where you just came from. What happened to your character just before the scene starts? Just getting fired is very different from just getting engaged, and it changes your first breath and how you might move throughout the space. Then you can discover what your character wants in this scene. Do they want somebody to hold them? Do they want to hurt somebody? What is it that they want out of the scene, and what is in their way of getting what they want? Is it people, time, secrets, something physically in their way that they should move? Get specific about it. Then you can read the sides out loud to yourself just to try to get the rhythm of it. You'll hear what needs more clarity and more thoughts as you read it out loud. Number 5, the most fun part is creating character. There are so many ways to create character. There are so many ways in. There's so many ways you can be specific. But here's a glimpse of what works for me, shaped by working with Margie Haber for many years and being on set. I like to start with how this person might walk through the world. What's their body language like? I like working from the outside in, I suppose, is the way to go about it. It's just what's always worked for me because I'm a very physical person. So working outside in has really helped me bring characters to life for sure. I like to pick out the character's outfit. What clothes might this person wear? It's not a costume, it's not cosplay, it's just suggesting what they might wear. Part of creating character is figuring out what their environment is in this specific scene. Have they been here before? Are they comfortable in this space? How do they move throughout that space? And how does it influence their behavior? So if all of this felt like a lot, good, because it is a lot, especially at the beginning. I mean, you're currently building a repeatable system. So prep gets faster and freer every single time an audition hits your inbox. You deserve to feel prepared and dangerous and free and playful. And if nobody's told you today, you are doing great. So keep going. So now that you are all prepped, you are ready to press record, go ahead and watch my how to self-tape video linked up here and in the description box down below so that your choices can actually land on camera and we can see and hear you. I'll see you there. Thank you so much for watching this video, and I'll see you on a new one Thursday after next. Bye.